Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder. Get this. Deontay Wilder fears a certain British heavyweight, and it's not Anthony Joshua, says Malik Scott. Get this. Deontay Wilder's coach revealed that his fighter fears a certain British heavyweight, and it's not Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder returned to the ring in some style on Saturday night. A first-round knockout against Robert Helenius was exactly what the former world heavyweight champion needed to reestablish himself as one of the most dangerous names in the division. Wilder is already being linked to some of the biggest names in the division, including Anthony Joshua, in what would be a fight for the ages. But it looks like Wilder could be set to face another former world champion in form of Andy Ruiz, which is the WBC expecting to order these pair to fight each other in the final eliminator for the WBC World Heavyweight title, which is currently held by Tyson Fury. However, a fight with Ruiz is not something that excites Wilder, according to his coach, Malik Scott. Instead, meeting with a British heavyweight, Joe Joyce, is something that both interests and scares the 36-year-old knockout artist. At the top level of the division, there are not many fighters I'm interested in fighting. Joe Joyce is much better for us concerning entertaining fights than Andy Ruiz. Ruiz would be more marketable because he's a former heavyweight champion, but Joyce is a better, tougher opponent than Andy is. Joyce would beat Ruiz easily. When I think of Joe Joyce, I think of how many could he take. And if he can take the hardest puncher in the history of the sport and over again and not be dazed, which is most humanly impossible, then obviously he would be the toughest one. Let me counterpunch. This actually, looking at this particular article, because there's many topics that I could discuss. Let's talk about the topic at hand, okay? Deontay Wilder fearing anybody. That's already something of major interest, right? Because whenever you heard Wilder fearing or concerned, I like to call it, about any fighter, anywhere, it surely hell wasn't the guy that beat him, Tyson Fury. It's probably why he can't fathom, the idea of Tyson doing him like that fairly. But someone like Joe Joyce, and it's strange, like he is a dangerous guy. He may be that guy that could be a foil for anybody that goes up against him. Joe Joyce is probably a guy that everybody overlooked because of his speed. He was slow. He wasn't the fastest guy. He wasn't the hardest hitting guy, because the hard hitting slot was already taken by Deontay Wilder, right? So, it's not that. So, a lot of people didn't really think him or take him seriously. They just don't think somebody was going to beat him. Somebody was going to eventually get to him. And who was that supposed to be? Who was that supposed to be? That was Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois was supposed to have been that guy that was going to take out Joe Joyce and get Joe Joyce out of there and let Joe Joyce fight whoever. Let him fight the, maybe the Derek Chisoras of the world, or, the Robert Heleniuses of the world, and, the Staverns and those kind of guys. Let him be, the king of that particular level after taking a loss to the guy that's going to excel. But needless to say, he was that guy that's excelling. He's just not doing it like people thought he was going to do, because he wasn't supposed to be there. Backstory. Okay. Now, Deontay Wilder fearing Joe Joyce, he had to see something recently that he did. What did he do recently? Okay, he took out Joseph Parker. Not only did he take out Joseph Parker, right? He took him out of the game. He stopped him. He knocked him out. Nobody has knocked out Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was that other guy, okay, mind you, that came to a Deontay Wilder fight, seeing how Deontay Wilder did that opponent, turned around and went out the other direction and never returned again. Okay? That was that other guy. And do you think it's a coincidence that Joe Joyce recently, 3 days ago, called out Deontay Wilder? Now we get this. You know what I mean? It went from Joe Joyce calling out Deontay Wilder to boom, Deontay Wilder explaining like, yo, this guy actually concerns me. This guy, I'm really, this is one of those guys that I kind of, should be worried about. Not just because I seen him fight, because now that guy that I seen fight, that I seen do something that no one has done, has called me out. So yeah, that would raise a red flag to me too, because it's like a guy that you watch and you say, damn, oh shit, did he just do that? And then that same guy turn around and say, I want Deontay Wilder, right? Terrible impersonation, but I'm getting that. But yes, that would be something too. That fight could happen. What would that fight mean? No. But the good news is he doesn't have to worry about fighting Joe Joyce. He has to only worry about fighting guys like Andy Ruiz, because that guy is the eliminated guy. He's done his part. He's on that stable. He's on the same team, right? So that fight will be done before any other fight that I feel. Joshua, Usyk, you name it. It would be before any of those fights, because that's the fight that they're going to happen, that they're going to have, and there you go. So don't worry, Deontay. The juggernaut is not on his way. But it does make you understand, and it reveals the respect, okay, that Joe Joyce is gaining amongst other heavyweights. That's what I truthfully gather from that. You guys tell me what you think. You know what? Before going into that, let's elaborate a bit. I've been watching Narcos. I'm feeling cocky, right? Let's say Wilder can hit him and hurt him with one shot. He's finished. That's like Chris Eubank Jr. says, I'm finished. Yeah. Why? Because I just saw that fight last night, probably this morning now, because I went to sleep about 4. But I saw it around 2:30. And I watched Joe Joyce systematically just like break down Joseph Parker. I mean, break him down, like bust him up. And it was almost like fighting someone that was invincible, like fighting a video game, like fighting a character that you couldn't damage. It was like seeing that. It was like, dude, what is this? What is this? He was hitting Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce just kept coming. And Joe Joyce hit Joseph Parker with everything. Straight rights, overhand rights, left hooks, overhand left hooks, downward angles, uppercuts to the body, left hooks to the body, right hooks to the body, jabs to the body, jabs to the face, right hooks to the body. Like everything and every punch that Joe Joyce threw, he hit Parker with. That means to me, I've seen someone do that to Deontay Wilder. And his name is Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury just didn't headhunt Wilder. Tyson Fury hit Wilder everywhere. He just was faster doing it. Okay. Now, the only thing that I know that would help Deontay is his speed. And then if for once, I think he would actually have to stick to his game plan in order to successfully throw off that fight. Because, see, I look at it like this. If Joe Joyce had a chin like that and he didn't go down, I think Wilder would definitely hit him with something that would get his attention to hopefully deter him. Because if that's the case, dude, look out. Okay, if Wilder can't knock him out, and if Wilder couldn't do it, that would discourage other fighters. So imagine if he did that to Wilder, stopped Wilder. Wow, right? Joyce would be that new dude. You'd be that new dude on the block. You can't say new kid because he's older than all these guys, right? So guys like Joshua would be like, damn, if Wilder couldn't do it, what could I do with mine? Well, you'd have to come up with another game plan or a better one than Wilder did, besides go in there, hit him with the right and get him out of there. right? You know, you'd have to do something better than that or different than that, right? So, but I do see if that is the case and Wilder can't knock him out based on what we saw, because we didn't see much. You know, because if his defense is not there, Wilder would be, you know, he would be beaten up by default, because that means he couldn't muster up the punch variety to keep Joe Joyce honest. And really, looking at Joseph Parker last night, Joseph Parker had a pretty decent punch variety, and he still couldn't keep Joe Joyce at bay. Crazy. But anyway, just leaving you guys with that. You tell me what you think of Deontay Wilder afraid or concerned with a certain fighter. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.